Hello and welcome. So I am going to take a look at the Guardian's Cryptic crossword, and this is being published on Wednesday the 8th of October 2025, and our setter is Pasquale. Now we sometimes see, I don't think I've ever done one of Pasquale's proper cryptic full-blown 15 by 15s. I have done one or two of the weekend cryptics that he sets, and he sets over in the Times as Izetti, and I do those in the quick cryptic, and I've got to a point where I can enjoy his puzzles fairly well, because he's very precise in his wordplay, and I've kind of got used to his style. But there's almost always at least one religious kind of related clue in there, and there's almost at least one, if not two or three words you've never heard, which is always a bit of a kind of puts a bit of a dampener on things. But anyway, there we go. Those are my thoughts on it. So I think it's time to have a look and see what we can do. Writer of prose can start to turn verse out. Writer of prose, turn verse out. Start to turn verse out. Can, tin, tea, verse. Canter. So let's look at the down clue. Baddie captured by American agency. Okay, let's go with that being can then, and CIA. Baddie, chirpy type. Kickadders, I think that's kick cad. Kickadders. CIA. CAD. Chirpy agencies. Yep. Kickadders. Okay. Office worker about to be dismissed as member of religious group. So there's a kind of religious one. About to be dismissed, sacked or temp. Office worker, member of group is a sect. Dismissed is off, out. Can't see where that's going at the moment. This point made by idiot, learner expelled. Point. Idiot. So I just need a word for idiot. I assume with an L taken out, which isn't going to go into me. Idiot. Dud. Dick. Okay, what's this then? Measure copper coin. Well, let's CU. Measure is a cubit coin. Yep, saw that somewhere recently. Bishop into something radical, mostly very cold and inhuman. Mostly, alright. Bishop, there's my bishop. B into something radical. Radical could be a red, rebbed, mostly very cold. Or a coal. Is there a coal there? And if that is, I mean, there's Dick. I don't think cold would be like that. I think it'd be like bitter or something. Right, let's go on to 3 down. Be got hold of by a merchant working in reception area. Be got hold of by a merchant working. Is that an anagram of a merchant? Merchant is 8 letters. By a merchant working in reception area. Area could be an A. Okay, let's go to 4. Sporting contest. Time for Jack to travel. Jack's a tar, isn't it? To travel. Race. Tie. To travel is to go. Jack. Okay, let's go to 5 down. Curse of firm, limited in growth. So you've got to think that's probably a co for firm. Growth. Could be like a mole or something, I suppose. I don't know. Our unusual day-to-day record is beginning to trouble medical expert. I don't think day-to-day record is a log. Our unusual rum. Okay, let's look 6 cross. Problem has engineers attending vehicle. Res. Problem. Issue. Some. Serum. Rub. What's rub? Re-rub. Vehicle. next one down. Port imbibed by Patriot is Rio. Okay, that's a good one at last. Makes me think it's the rub then, isn't it? Tending vehicle though. Engineers. Countrywoman given education and statistics group. Country. We're looking at a country, or we're looking at a woman given education. Ed in stats group. Not sure that one. This one. Poet not to lounge. I assume that's going to be the name of a poet that's meaning stand up or something. I don't know. Or sounds like. Secret agent. Although it normally sound like we'd have some kind of indicator for that. Secret agent put out in prominent position. Well, that's 6 and 5. Secret agent. So yeah, I think that's an anagram of secret agent. Let's have a little play. Prominent position would be. Centre stage. There we go. And if I could type it in the right direction, that would be even better. I bet Rossetti's come up with that one a few times. Pasquale should say, has come up with that one before as an anagram comparison thing. Curse of firm, limited in growth, means what are they? Curse scourge. A surge is growth. Don't know why that popped into my mind, but there it is. Other than I suppose CO and then a R. Maybe like things put into boxes or chests I made specially. Is that a hidden word? Sort chest I made specially, or is it? I feel like it's an anagram really. But chests is 6 and boxes is 5. Okay, maybe it's all chests I made. Could that fit? Chests I made, especially. Chess is 6. I thought made has to be part of the anagram indicator really, but we've got an S, so unless it's boxes is spars. Maybe like things. I don't know. Right, let's go on to a new hotel, bringing in a new intoxicant. One assumes that's going to be ethanol. Anagram of hotel with so boxes or chests I made. Where? It's not really S and H words running in my head. Chests I made. Oh, not sure about that. Let's try that. Schrodinger's cat. Maybe like things put into boxes. Statement. Not sure about that. Right, let's have a look at this one. Office worker. Okay, I've looked at that one. Examined. Excellent item of furniture. Excellent can be cream. It can be A1. Item of furniture. Can't really see which one that's. Whether that's after examined or an item of furniture. Right. Fish old fellow catches quietly in Italian river. You got the tiger and you got the P-O, po, fish old fellow. Old fellow catches quietly would be oshk or opk. My list of Italian rivers is a bit lacking though, beyond the Po and the Tiber. So what is it? Oh man, op man going in popcorn. Would that work? Pop. Okay, fish old fellow catches. Fellow wouldn't be corn though, would it? Was it par? Old par, popper, dom. I'll leave that for a minute. Come back to it. So we had a look at that one, didn't we? It's being examined. Could be perused, I suppose. Story told originally in a French book about a Moabite woman. Story is a lie told originally in une unbeefer book about a Moabite woman. I don't know what Moabite is. Or is it I think a French book is actually called a livre, isn't it? If my French recall suddenly came to me. Not sure about that. I'm going to leave that on there just because I think that's possible. Okay. Mum, one of the celebrities who values good above godliness. What? Godliness above cleanliness. Values goods above cleanliness. Godliness, sorry. Mum is Ma. Celebs are stars. Can't see much beyond that though. Nobody was such a writer. Nobody. This is a bad pun there, I feel. Receiver gets hold of excellent glazed earthenware. So, glazed earthenware is pottery. Excellent is, as I said before, could be A1, which feels like it ought to go in there somewhere. Fence is so what's that? Fenh. Not likely, is it? Spelled like that. More likely to be spelt, but isn't very likely. I'm going to leave that like that for now, but not very confidently. What's exciting for male? It's to do with what Mini reveals. What's exciting for male? Is that just an anagram of what for male? Formal. And if so, what is it going to reveal? It's to do with what Mini reveals. Can't see that one. Good old Pasquale, typically toughy. Right, hermit with cunning plan to eat half a cake. I don't think half a cake is half a cake. Cunning plan. Is that an plan? Hermit is a loner. Not getting there. Shining, keen to hide slightest bit of blackness. Well, a bit of blackness would be a B, I suppose. Keen would be I'm not sure. River settlement, not quite. River, X, D, deep settlement, deep, fee. D, the Don. Cool. Good old Pasquale. Cooked a suet dish. Well, that must be a anagram, mustn't it, of a suet? Which unfortunately I can't even see what that one is. No. Cooked a suet. My knowledge of dishes is not so great. Grown up, one getting on, receiving a fan's fawning. Grown-up's an adult. One getting on is aged. Mature, ripened. This writer's going after a goal. Aim now. At last, something. Don't look at this yet. I haven't actually. Old characters. Travel around to get meat. Old characters. Travel around. So that's just me. Put something all backwards to get meat. Meat ending in M. Lamb is the only one I think of with an M in it even. Lamb, beef, chicken, veal, pork, venison, and not a lot else after that. So I've done that one, or looked at that one. Did I look at that one? Yes, I have. So 26. Yep. So most fond of outdoor life stops delving into screen message. Most fond of, well, you would think that's some kind of est, or I would. Outdoor life, most fond of outdoor life stops. Delving into screen message is a banner ad. Banner. No. Okay, well that hasn't gone particularly well, has it? Really, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers. Okay, let's have a look at this. And then go, oh, I'm not sure about this one. Scent of, I assume that's just now a verse, which has got the S for. I'm going to put cant. Cantravers, cantevers. What are you doing? Don't scroll. The screen's decided to scroll. Okay. Verse out gives me cantrives. Can't be verse, can it? What's this? We've got a V starting here. Sporting contest. Time for Jack to travel. If it began with V, if it began with R instead of that, then that could be something like race, sporting contest, time, T, Jack would be, what's Jack like? Jack is a J. Or is it saying move a J in time? I'll look at this one. Be got hold of by a merchant working in reception area. Merchant could be an anagram, couldn't it? Merchant, it's got the T and the C. Be got hold of is to not sure if that was an NB. Bishop into something radical, so bishop into, so the definition is going to be inhuman, probably. So radical, is it can't? Writer of prose can start. I mean, can. I feel a lot happy with that being a tin, really, but can. True. Bishop into something radical. Radical is not coming to me. This was a shortened word on it. Point, made by idiot. Learner expelled. Idiot is a dolt. Now, dolt, okay. Mostly very cold, so I think that's just stick a word for cold on the end. What that word is, I'm not sure. Inhuman is robotic. Why is that robotic? Get there, right, what have we got? Bishop is into root. Something radical is a root, is it? Mostly very cold. Inhuman is robotic, I think. I'm going with that. I can't quite see what's going on. Something radical. Alright. Office worker. About to be missed is sack. Dismissed. Sack. Sack sect. Office worker. Not sure really, sack. Bishop into something radical, mostly very cold. Mostly very cold and inhuman. Something radical. I don't know that a root is radical though, that's any trouble, but I can't see what else it's going to be really. Because dot I'm happy with, cube I'm happy with. This one, writer of prose, can start, maybe it's C there, and then to turn verse out. Is it possible it's a writer of prose would be a, is it verse out with the C? Cortevius, is that someone? Do they exist? They might do. Curtovius? I have no idea. Writer of prose, probably something like that. Let's go with the theory. That might be a letter from that though. So, be got hold of by a merchant in reception area. It's not coming to me. Alright. I'm just going to have a little swig of tea, as I feel like I've been here for ages already. Must be a good 20 minutes into this, yeah, over 20 minutes already. Right, let's look at 10 across while I have a swig of tea. Okay, well I'm reading that as being a medical expert, which makes me think that, and that trouble is tea, and I'm thinking, okay, well any medical expert's a knowledgeist, and actually, let's just do that first. We've got loggers to record, day to day, biologist, our unusual day to day. What would that be? Is beginning, okay, is, and then the beginning T, log is record, urologist, there, okay. Oh, good, glad to get one of them. Another one. Country, I want to say Pakistan, but that doesn't fit there. Not Iran, it's not a stan, it's not one of the stans. In statistics group, given education, woman given education in statistics group, well, there's no ed fitting in there. Country woman, is that just some, as in a, I can't think what we call them, pastoral, something, ruralist, let's have a look at this one over here. Poet not to lounge. Oh, that's why I didn't bother looking at that one too long. Poet not to lounge. Gonna have another swig of tea, excuse me. Right. I wonder if that's like Atwell. Well, I can't see. Dwell to lounge. Can't think what fit there really. Fell. This was problem has engineers attending vehicle. Well, engineers could be rees, couldn't it? Recur. Problem. Recar. Rebus. A rebus is a problem, isn't it? Of course it is. So what's this? Country. Is it just Britain? And if so, why is it Britain? Education is a brain. A statistics group. No. I'm sure that's going to be. I'm sure it's Britain, but I don't understand why. Um, let's leave that there for a minute, and then this must be sit well. Okay, not to allow sit well. I think that is. Um, gosh, what is this? Is there any other possibilities? Let's just take that up for a second. BA. BR's most likely. TYU. Assume we're looking for a country. Boy. Don't think so. BH, I mean, Bhutan is the right spelling, but not BH spelling, but not obviously the answer. Burundi isn't possible. Botswana aren't available. Bay. No, I think Britain, but I don't understand why. Woman, given education. Rita, in statistics group, is that bin? Okay, yes, this is, okay, so yeah. Country, woman. Yeah, so Rita is the woman, I think. Given the statistics group, you put things in bins when you're doing statistics, I think. Bins of numbers. Okay, I'll go with that. I'll believe that. Maybe like things put into boxes or chests I made specially. So I'll look at that. Let's have a look at that as chests I made. I'm not convinced, but because it feels like made would be doing double time, really. I think the problem I have is thinking what goes in between the S and the H, because I don't think there's a lot of things. SPH SPH doesn't really work there, does it? Or rather, it fits. Oh, okay. I made specially. No, I was just thinking the SPH. Things put into boxes. Oh, maybe it's spars. Maybe it's spars for boxes. Things. Maybe like things. THINGS. Sphin. Let's leave that like that for a minute because there was an A in that one, wasn't there? What was it? A suet. Although what it is. A suet. Astew. Not a word I'm familiar with if it is. This one here. Shining, keen to hide. Shining. Keen to hide slightest of blackness. Slightest bit of blackness. What's this? U. Now I've got U there. Sporting contest. Time for Jack to travel. Journey. Is that a journey? Why is that a journey? Oh gosh, that's a J there though. Journey is to travel. Sporting contest would be a tourney. Yep, a tourney as in a tournament with a J for a T. Time for J. Time for Jack. Oh, hang on. So it's a tourney because it's time for Jack. So change that. That makes sense because then the. Okay, so verse out is still. I think it's Cervantes or something. Don't know who it is. I'm going to put a V there. I have a feeling it's a. Well, curve. What's reprise? Can start as the C, and then I just need an anagram of verse out. So this can only be E or V from the first word, because I've used the R and the S, and OU. Optic, what's this optician? Be got hold of a merchant working in a reception area. So I'm feeling server. Is that what I came up with before? Cervantes. I don't know. So that'd be an be got hold of his opt. Reception area is not a word I'm familiar with. Oncologist, ontic. Oh, okay, what's going on here again? Secretary, secretary, sect. Are we missing a letter from secretary? The AR. It's got an office worker be a secretary. About. Okay, yeah, they are. Secretary. Okay, take that re out of that. Wow. Take about out of that. Gosh. I'm going to put optical illusion down here, but optical sake. Right, well, it's almost the top half done. Not quite, because not really sure about Cervantes. I could check it, I suppose, but I don't want to. I really don't like checking things. Examined. Excellent item of furniture. This one down. Fish, old fellow. Old fellow could be par, actually. Par catches quietly, which would be PPA in Italian river. There's not many Italian rivers, really. The Po and the Tiber. Might be one other one that I'm not sure about. Unless it's Italian river, ITR. Either way, my list of fish, unless it's angle, old fellow catches, some like fishes. Normally old fellows just no old boy or old man. Old man is normally par. Old fellow is normally just OF. Which makes me think it should be OSHP or OFP. OFP. That's an F. Mum, one of the celebs who. Don't know about this one. Story. Let's go back to the scratch. So story told originally, so that's a T, in a book about a Moabite woman. In a French. No idea. This one was exciting for male. It's to do with what Minnie reveals. I have a feeling I might have seen that. Very bad joke before, but I can't remember what it is. Scroll down a little bit. Receiver gets hold of excellent glazed earthenware. Hermit with cunning plan. I think it's surely got to be an anagram plan, hasn't it? To eat half a cake. I suppose maybe just half cake would be a KE. Hermit would be a. I don't know what hermit is really in terms of synonym wise. Shining, keen to hide slightest bit of blackness. Brilliant. No, This one, most fond of outdoor life. Stops delving into screen. I mean, that feels screen message. Most fond of is most something is normally an est ending. Freshest. Screen. I can't remember what screen message is. I can't just be an advert, can it? Or can it? Ad. No, it can't be vert because of the EST bit. This one I've got no idea on, even though it probably is very simple. River settlement. River. Only 3-letter river, probably. Settlement is to agree something is a deal. Not quite. Hasn't got a P or an SH in it. So it could be a 5-letter one with SH going out of it, or it could be a 4-letter with a P going out of it. Which either way, I don't really know. Oh, let's have a look at the mum question. Mum, one of the celebs. Mum could be quiet, I suppose. One of the celebs who values good above godliness. I think that's a materialist or something, isn't it? Materialist. We've got an A list. Mater. Mater is more. 1 for I. Wow, I saw the A list and went from there. And there's my A1 for excellent. If I was to go fiance, which I'm not convinced about, but if I were, receiver. Yeah, I'm not great on glazed earthenware, if I'm honest. It's not my strong point. If it's anyone's strong point. Nobody is such a writer. I've got an M over here now. What's going on? Old fellow catches quietly. Quietly is P, isn't it? For play quietly, P. Old fellow though, M. I mean, if that were OPF, there's not many mop film things, and there is a this T. I had a T, didn't I? Story told originally in a French book. Well, that's the unt. Story what was it? ST. Ust. What is it? Lever. That wouldn't be a French if a French book if it was looking for just to get French. So that's just as a B that unt. Or is it book NT OT? Could be une. Story told originally, so is it just a story? Not sure. Right, grown up. One getting on, receiving a fan's fawning. Is that just an anagram of a fans? I wonder. Not convinced I know. Last that one, got my U back in there. Examined lounger. Why would that be a lounger? Examine isn't to lounge though, is it? Item of furniture. Lounge. Examined. Scoured. Done scourge. I would have thought it's going to end in bed. it's going to be, if it's examined, then it's plumb. Plumb is the word I was looking for excellent. Plumbed. Okay, that's almost certainly going to be the River Po then, isn't it, somehow? Fish. Don't know how that fish is going to work. What's this? Out chamber? Out. Chamber is a reception room, isn't it, I think? Be got hold of by a merchant working in a reception area. Well, I thought a reception area is a chamber, or hall, maybe, I suppose. Cervantes may be wrong. Be got hold of. Unless it's an anagram, hold of by a merchant working in a reception area. There's something wrong there. I don't think maybe it isn't chamber, but I would have thought that's correct. I'm going to just ignore that for a minute and go back down here. That's probably going to be BER, isn't it? Or BOR. Nobody was such a writer. Dramatist. Is it an alias of some sort? Nobody. What if it's a special name for writers who don't use their name, anonymous writers? At least that kind of confirms the un part. It could be UNE, I suppose. Unti. Well, it could be UST. Story told is S for story and T for told. In a French book, Fish. Okay, well if that ends with, if it's the Po, well, it's going to be the Po somewhere. It might be the Po there, I suppose. Fish. Old fellow catches quietly in Italian river. Suggests it should be O at the end, P and O, so to speak. This then becomes old characters. Travel around. OG. Go is to travel. Og. Old characters travel around. Men. Ognum. Awful. I mean, aim is one of the few I'm happy with. This writer is I'm going after A, which gives you a goal. Aim. To get meat, is it going to be a cut of meat or something? Shoulder. Travel around, is that saying? Okay, O for old, definitely. Oh, sorry, O, it's either O for old or go backwards, isn't it, really? But O, almost certainly, like, almost definitely 100% in that corner. Characters are cards, travel around to get meat. I don't know if I know any meat that's got an O start and then M ending. Story told originally about in French book about a. So story told originally ST. UST in A. A is N, isn't it? Us une in a French book. about a... I mean, that just doesn't make any sense, does it? Unster... Story... Untold, untell, I don't know. Grown up, one getting on, receiving A, fans fawning. Yeah, I'm getting on. Octogenarian or something? Genarian doesn't really fit, does it? Pensioner. Doesn't have to be an N, does it? There, I suppose. Nobody was such a writer. Can only be a vowel there already, can't it? Do or such. Do most likely be do, isn't it? Do or D, I think. Well, so those possibilities, unless you start going to DRs. It could be DR, couldn't it? I did think drama. Test earlier. Drama. Nobody was such a writer. Doctor. Right, I need another swig of tea, excuse me. Right, I have returned. Get hold of by a merchant working in a reception area. Well, it must be out chamber, mustn't it? Out. But what's a merchant working there, though? Okay, it's an anagram. A merchant, isn't it? Duh. So what I've got left, a merchant. Let's just put in a merchant first. So I've got rid of my ER. I've got rid of my CHMA. Antechamber. Okay, antechamber is a... Hang on, be got hold of. Hang on, what's going on there though? I'm sure it's an antechamber though. Be got hold of reception area is an antechamber, fair enough. Cervantes, that must be. Oh, maybe it's an anagram of can and verse. Oh, I don't know. Cervantes I have heard of, so I think that's probably right. Versus VER with ES and can and start to turn, yeah. Okay, it's an anagram of those. Right, got that. Right, hurrah, good. Oh, are you still with me? 48 minutes, gosh. Just about done half of it now. I do feel like I'm getting into the bits that I've got no idea about. Unfortunately, what is this SPH one here? Just check my on screen still. No, not quite. There we are. Is that about right? SPH. So I was thinking SP for and ARS for spars, which is boxing is spars, or chess, and then all chess. ORCHE doesn't fit, but OH chests are H. Let's just fill that in. CHEST. Okay, that would fit, wouldn't it? How would it fit though? So spars and chests, I think that is. Maybe. That's the letters I want. So there's not a lot of vowels there though. Maybe like things put into boxes or chests. Maybe like things put into boxes, chests or chests I made specially. Okay, let's put the P back there. Let's take out. I think I really have to have the spars around it though, so let's have a look. Okay, spars, because you can't do indirect anagrams. So, and the only word from chess would be a C. C. Let's put the spars back there. Spars. So if we've got chests, SPSH doesn't really work. Got the H. So E almost certainly has to go there, and then got the S. Got two S's and a C left, which doesn't really work either. CS. I'm probably going down the wrong way then, aren't we? If that's the case, because it doesn't really make any sense. Receiver gets hold of excellent glazed. Let's take out some of these letters I don't like. Well, that doesn't have to be A1 there, but I think it probably is. That doesn't have to be DR there either. Fish old fellow catches quietly in river. Old fellow pomumfo. Old fellow BF. Quietly would be mum in the po. Maybe. Grown up would be matured. Mature, no. This one here I feel like I should be able to get, but no idea. Old characters travel around to get meat. Ogetma. Could it be simple, just a hidden word? Old characters. I think O is probably that though, isn't it? Characters. Grown up would be middle aged. Aged doesn't fit there anyway. You say the fans falling. Well, if there's an anagram of A fans, and all this one getting on is aged. That's what I was thinking about aged there. Receiving A fans falling. Where am I getting my M from though? If that really is pomumfo, which I'm not particularly convinced by. Pomumfo could be. It's not that. Old fellow is OF. Catches quietly. I don't know what else I can put in there. If I need a three-letter word, and then the Italian river, the Po, I think is probably correct. And that M is checked by the materialist, so that has to be correct. So yeah, I can't think what else to put there. Grown up. Be nice if I knew what that was really. I had an A there, didn't I? Oh, A. Altez. Shining. Keen to hide. Can't think of a word for keen. Slightest bit of black. This. That was a T. What can we go down there? With cunning plan to eat half a cake doesn't really fit. What's exciting for male? It's to do with what mini reveals. Are we talking about car? I'm assuming it's mini. What's exciting for male? It could just be an anagram for male, but I don't know what it is if that's the case. Mini reveals thigh or leg, doesn't it, if we're talking about dresses or skirts. How does that get us to the answer? leg. No. Glazed earthenware. Don't know what that is. Shining. Nope. River settlement. That should be Don. A D. Settlement. Settlement's a fee to pay to camp. The Cam, good old Cam, the River Cam, of course it is. With cunning plan, I guess I've got no. Unless that isn't to eat half a cake. Okay, half cake would be a C, I assume. There, hermit with cunning plan. I'm just gonna. What is that? Escapee, hermit, S-E-S-P-E-E-S-B. Don't think so. Coming plan is a ploy, but it's got to be a second letter vowel there, isn't it? If one of those has to be a vowel, I'd have thought. My word power is just not good enough. I think that's the thing about the puzzles I do, tend to use the same words a lot more, and therefore I can get through them. But this is just a step up, really. Cool. Let's look at 21 down. Shining. Lampist, lamp. Lit. Keen is hides slightly bit of blackness. Lambast. Shining. Shining. Lamplit. Why'd that be lamplit? There's no B in it, is there really? It has to be some kind of B in there somewhere. It's unlikely, but not impossible to be there. MB. Maybe. Don't think it's going to be there. That would be the one place I wouldn't put it. That wasn't in the suet dish, so it's either there. In theory, it's either there or there. Keen to hide. I don't know. Right, I'm going to take a little break, go for a walk, and then come back and have another go. Well, I've just had a good break there. I don't know, good, probably 30 to 45 minutes. Had some evening meal, put some food in, and so on. And went for a little walk, just get the brain moving again and circulation moving. So we're going to have another. I just looked at the clock. I've already spent almost an hour on this, so I'm not going to spend too much longer on it if I can't get going on it. And then I'll start to click through and receive some answers, I guess. So let's see what we got. See if we get some new ideas just from that little break. So this one, maybe like things put into boxes or chests I made specially. Something like it again. Maybe like things put into boxes. Let's, before we go on that, actually, let's just check my two answers fit. Center stage, I think is right. Ethanol was an anagram of hotel with a N for new in it. Yep. So I think ethanol's right. I think that's good. So this anagram. Maybe like things put into boxes or maybe like things put into boxes. Boxes could be spars. Chests I made, but I've got letters for chests. There, C-H-E-S-T. Well, some of them anyway. Got the H-S-T. I made specially. I don't think it's a hidden word. In fact, I'm sure it's not a hidden word because there's no S on the H that I can see. Maybe like things put into boxes. as I said before, I don't think there's many options really on what can go here. What do I put into boxes? Presents. SZ, SX, SCH does work. The only FCH word I can think of is like Schadenfreude, a word that length anyway. So I don't think that's going to work. SVH is going to work. SBH, NH, MH, none of those really work. SAH, maybe, but it isn't triggering anything on the Sahara, and that isn't really any use. SSH ain't going to work. SDH, SFH, SGH, SHH, no. JH, KH, and LH, none of those work really, so now down to the top row, which could be SWH, not really. So, see her, can't really see that working. No. STH, I can't think of anything, but maybe. Sif, Sai hair. No. Saho, no. Sit. None of these actually really work, do they? So it looks like it must be an SPH word. Sphere. And then I'm thinking spherical, but that doesn't really work, but it does make me think spars. Is that A right? And A could be wrong as well, but let's ignore that. So SPH feels like it has to be the answer there, unless it's something a bit obscure, which, you know, with good old IZ is possible. Alright, I don't think I can get anywhere on that one. This one, what's exciting for male? What is exciting for male? It's to do with what Mini reveals. Excuse me. Mini reveals? Don't reveals, could that be a hidden word indicator? Is it hidden something in there? Don't think so. It's very annoying not to have any letters tell me. Let's look at this one, because I have got lambast, I said there, didn't I, before, which wasn't going to work. Excuse me. Shining. I don't know that B's there for definite, do I? But I think it probably is. So, shining is keen. Keen as mustard. Keen to hide slightest bit. Is the slightest bit going to be of blackness? Is that going to be 1 megabyte or something? Imb. I've seen that before, 1 megabyte or something. 1 meg, 1 iota, 1 megabyte. But what would that be? Shining would be dimmest. It's the exact opposite, isn't it, really? Brightest. Keen. Keen, sharp. No, I mean, to be honest, I don't know. That's a T there, do I, for certain? I just put it there because of the est word. Most fond of outdoor life would be campiest, campinist. Outdoor life, tent. Tempest. Stops. Delving in screen message. I'm sure that really should be word for stops. Halts. Going into a word for screen message, which I don't know what screen message is. I can't see what it is. So that isn't helping. This one over here, old characters travel around to get meat. Well, over old characters travel around. Suggest maybe I need to put something backwards. But what characters are with M's? M4 letters begin with M. Characters are normally a card. And to get meat, O. Don't think I know. Excuse me. Grown up is mature. 1 getting on. If that was mature, what would that do for me? So look at this one first. Nobody was such a writer. Let's get rid of this actually. Grown up, miniature. Grown up would be mature with 1. A fan's falling. Fan's falling isn't miniature though, is it really? Just can't see it being. So, I don't think that's going to work. Although, I did it earlier, have a fence in there, so. Mature, no, doesn't fit there. Grown up, one getting on. Could be a rider, I suppose, or something. Receiving a fans, so that's just I really need to put an anagram of fans, a fans in there. Well, so it's just it. That's all I think to do with it, really. But just putting it in the wrong order, in the right order isn't really half the story, is it? Masanth. Grown up can't be a reversed word because it's not a down clue, I think. Okay, let's move to this one. Story told. I don't know if that's even right, do I? Let's be honest. Per month. I just made that up. Don't know. What's this? Story S. Story told is a T for told in a French book. Told originally, so T in a maybe it could be out of that. I don't know what this Moabite thing's about, really. Upturn, don't know. Diarist. Nobody was such a writer. Diary of a Nobody. There we are. Got something at last. Back in the game. Let's get rid of the chur idea though. Most fond. Tempted. Screen message. Is that the test card, maybe? Let's say thoughts. Most fond of outdoor life is stops. Halts doesn't really work, does it? Falsist. Breaks. It helps me a bit, but not much, is all I say. What it does do is, if that is an anagram of a fan, fans falling, means a fan would have to go over here, mansophist. But of course that doesn't have to be mum, does it, really? Grown up. Take that out for a second. All that? No. Grown up, one getting on. Receiving a fans. So if that was aged, grown up would be fawning is, I believe that's aging. Okay, aging is getting on. Afghanistan. No, can't be, can it? What's that going to be? It's aging there. Oh, A there, and then ants faking. Doesn't work. Grown up. It's definitely aging there somewhere. I'm sure of it. Ag. Can't be NS or NF. Can't type today. NS. FN. Don't really want to go there, does it? Assuming fawning is grown up. Ag. One getting on is aging, receiving a fans. To give us fawning, which would be, okay, so grown up. Grown up, one getting on. Okay, maybe it's just aging then. Receiving a fan's fawning would be, grown up would be get to fans falling would be idolising. Obviously it wouldn't be idolising, but something like that. Okay, let's go back over here because I've now got this potential for a bit of pottery. Glazed earthenware. Well, the receiver isn't going to be a fence, is it? I don't know. I don't know for certain that is excellent. It's going to be an A1, but I think it probably is. Pei Ming. A1 Ming. It doesn't really work, does it? So if it gets hold of, that'd be aiming, wouldn't it? Claiming, daming. Most fond of outdoor life stops. Maybe it's most fond of is which says most fond of is the definition, which would be what? Outdoor life would be tenting, content, tentiest. Stops, delving into. I think you have. Well, you wouldn't need stops and delving into, really. Just an old man, maybe. Old man, old fellow. Catches quietly, which would be a Pomfano. Has to go Pomafno. If that's an F, I don't think it is, but if it was, foraging. What's that for? No, not foraging. Foraging. A fan's fawning. Fans. Must be fans, can it? Then one getting on is aging, but I don't really understand what grown up is doing in this clue. Old fellow, old man. That would be F, that would be a P anyway. What am I doing? Oh, Pomamp, no? Ponampo, alright. I don't like having po and po at the start and end of it though, because you just put two rivers with man in the middle, I think, if that was the case. P for quietly, N for the rest of man, but fellow, maybe. Pomap, no. Not convinced by that, but okay, so maybe it's a grown up. One getting on is aging, receiving an A, so put an A into that would be pa. To give a fans falling ears. Could just put packaging. Grown up pack. I think so. I don't know. I can't quite get there. Gets hold of earthenware. Not really my thing. Earthenware. This one across here again. What's exciting for male? It's to do with what Mini reveals. Sure I've seen that before, but maybe I'll be proved wrong. This hermit with cunning plan to eat half a cake. Cunning plan is a, oh yeah, what's this? Because excuse me. What have I got for hermits? Just going to scroll up V, B, B, macabre. I think that's right. Hermit is crab, isn't it? Hermit's a crab. Is that? Could it be that? No. I mean, eat half cakes. Just it has to be. We're looking for a hermit here. Sick. No. D. It'll probably be a really obvious word as well for hermit when I get there, but J. No. Right, well, unless it's escapee, in which case your word would be E-S-P-E, ESP, SP, cunning plan, SP, don't think so. With could be a W, I suppose, with cunning plan, whackaplan, don't think it's working. So if I looked, I think I've looked at them all, haven't I? And I have got no, well I've got a bit further. I did get one there, didn't I? Got the diarist. So yeah, I think that's probably because it's getting at this moment. Let's pull that back up and do a check. How long have I been on it? So I've been on it for hour and 15, gosh. Oh, anti-chamber, okay, that's an E. Fair enough. That wasn't, oh, was that a sk? Must be an SCH then, mustn't it? Yep, chest. Maybe like things. School teach. Okay, so is that looks like it. Okay, so that's okay-ish. This was that UST? No. Don't know what's going on there. A1's good. Cam isn't CA. Oh, that's interesting. That is a T, that is an ES. That's an MB. So what's this? Maybe like things put into boxes or chests. I made specially. Well, let's have another go at chests. Boxes first. Not sure about that really, but let's have a go at that. Can't see an X being there really. So that probably doesn't help there. Or I isn't gonna. If I just put or I, it doesn't give me things. But if I go I made. Times. Shade times. Shadow times. Scheda times. Schema. Schematics. What would that be? Schematics. No, it doesn't fit. Let's put times. I don't know. I'm just going to put that in there and check it. Oh, okay. Schematized. Is that right? You're joking, aren't you? I made specially schematized. Yep, that's the word. Now this one, I don't know what this is. Let's have a look at this first though. What's exciting for mail? It's to do with what Mini reveals. Is this an anagram for mail? Femoral. Is it femoral? Because yeah, I thought it was. Okay, let's have a go on femoral. Ephemeral. Could that be a fence? That's a trend. Yeah, that was a fence all the time. So I had that one. That must be trendiest, wasn't it? What was it? What's the clue? Most fond of outdoor life. Stops delving onto screen. Most fond of outdoor life. Let's go trendiest there. I don't know. Trendy, yes. I don't know if it is. Let's see. I don't think it will be. No. Come back to that though. Right. This one. I've got all these ticks that are now taken down, so I'm just going to refresh and hope it doesn't pop any pop-ups. There we go. So this is lambast. Shining. Keen. Keen is to last. Slightest bit. That's probably a shun, isn't it? Grown up. Adulation. Adult. There we are. Adulation. I did say adult a couple of times in my head. What this is then? Oh, there's my man. Pomfano, I guess. Pompano. I did say way back when I probably started this 2 hours ago in real time that there's always words in here that you don't know from Izetti, and well, Pompano is one of them. The story is to utter, told originally in a French book. That was an NE, wasn't it? I have got no idea what this is. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to have a look at this which isn't trendiest. Most fond of tweediest. Stops. Delving into screen message. What's a screen message? Is it a test? Well, if it was a test for a screen message, then that would lead me to the like weedy or something. Something I. That doesn't seem likely to me. So it wasn't R, was it? So we've gone off ZX, C, B and M. Not really any of these working. H could be. KL. Toe, maybe. Q. Tweediest. If you're wearing your tweeds. Is that what it's doing? Yeah, tweediest. Don't think it can be, can it? It is. Okay. Another reason I wouldn't understand that one. I don't understand the wordplay there. Dies is... Oh, okay. Dies is... Oh, right. Dies is stops and tweet is a screen message. Really? That's a bit obscure, isn't it, really? These days you need a bit better, please, Pasquale, than that. So what's this? With cunning plan. Wreck. Hermit. Don't know. These last 3 or 4. Check that one. No, that's not in tune either. I have to say I've probably hit the point where I've given up on this really. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be nice if I knew that was. But my food and drink. Sowet. Couldn't be a tea, could it? Did I have an A there before? Most things are lambast. Bit of blackness is the B. That wasn't an I though. Shining. If you hit someone, you is that to say you lambast them? Is to to insult them? No. Lamb. No, I'm going to have to give up. I think I call it a day. I've reached that point of I could go at it. So reveal. Just tell me. Ogum. Never heard of that word. Untruth. Fair enough. Story. Lambent. Never heard of that. Saute. Okay. Said food drink was a poor one for me, and that one should maybe have got really. Right, let's go through as best I can. So Cervantes is a writer of prose. We've got the start of can is the C, and then no, sorry, we've got can. We've got the word can. We've got verse, and the start turn is the T. Anagrammed, which is indicate by out to get to Cervantes. A rebus is a type of problem. I think it's one of those little picture problems where they show you little pictures and you say, "Oh, that picture is this word and this word," and you put them together and you get the answer. Engineers are re for Royal Engineers, and the vehicle is a bus. The measurement cubit is a measurement, so measure. Cu for copper is periodic table, and a coin is a bit. Hour unusual is an anagram of hour to start us off, gives us the URO. Day-to-day record is a log. Is in the clue. Beginning to trouble is the T, which gives you a medical expert, which is a urologist. Point is a dot. Ear is a dolt. Take the L for learner out of dolt, gives you dot. Learner expelled. Secret agent is an anagram of centre stage. Put out is your anagram indicator. And a prominent position while you're on centre stage. The office worker is the secretary, and they've got the word about, and that's really important here. About to be dismissed. So about is writing to you, read this matter, about this matter. So take the re out of secretary, leaves you sectary, which is a member of a religious group. So that's definitely the first word I didn't know. One. We've got an anagram of hotel, as indicated by new. Bringing in A is in the clue, and N for new. Intoxicant is ethanol. Examined is plumbed. You plumb the depths. You examine the depths, I suppose. Fair enough. Excellent is plumb, and item of furniture is the bed. What's exciting for male? Well, that's an anagram of. So we've got an anagram of for male. What's exciting is your anagram indicator. It's to do with what Mini reveals. I mean, the only word I can think of with femoral is your femoral artery. So, which probably does go down your leg. But I'm not sure about that one. So, I'd almost put that down as a second word I don't really understand. Mum is mater. One is an I. The celebs are the A-listers, and someone who values goods above godliness is a materialist. We've got the River Cam. Just scroll down a little bit more. Okay, River Cam. Settlement is that was camp. So yeah, camp, settlement, not quite. Take the P for piano, which is quiet and play quietly. Off of camp comes the River Cam. Grown up is an adult. Grown up, one getting on, receiving a fan's fawning. Well, a fan's fawning is adulation. Grown up is an adult. One's getting on, receiving a. Well, there's an A in there. Okay, I for one, and on is in the clue. Yeah, so adult, one on with an A in it. Wow. Cooked is well, dish is sauté, and got an anagram of sauté, a suet, and cooked must be your anagram indicator. I think. Oh, well, yeah, because cooked would have to be sautéed if it was so. Yeah, that's probably number. Well, in some ways that's number two, although I do know the word. Old characters, Ogham, no idea what's going on here. Old characters, so O for old, no, sorry. Travelling around is go, right. Travel around is go backwards, then ham is to get meat. Meat is ham. And old characters are Ogham, no idea what that's about. Two. Most fond of outdoor life is the tweediest. You wear your tweeds and outdoors, so you'd be the tweediest. Yuck. Stops is dies, going into the screen message, which is a tweet. So that's your cross clues. On the downs, we have got the baddie is a cad, captured by American agencies. So CIA, an S on the end of it. Chirpy types are kickadders. B for bishop, into something radical, mostly very cold, and inhuman. Well, inhuman is robotic. into something radical. Very cold. Icy is very cold, so yeah, the root must be radical. Icy or ice would be very cold, most of it. Take the Y or the E off the end of it. Be got hold of by a merchant working in a reception area. Well, the reception area is an antechamber. Merchant, let's cross off some letters. Merchant. B. Okay, so we've got the letter, the B, E, and a merchant, which I've now taken out. So let's put that back in. Oh, what have I done there? Oh. Brain is not in gear. Chamber. Excuse me. So your anagram there is working. Sporting contest is a tourney, as in a tournament. T4J. So to travel is to go on a journey. So journey begins with a J. Replace that with a T for time. Goes from journey to tourney. Curse is a scourge. Firm is a co, as in company. Limited in is your containment indicator that it's in a growth, which is a surge. The port of Rio is hidden word in patriot. Imbibed by is your hidden word indicator. Country woman is a Briton. Sorry, country is, I think. Country is Britain. Woman, I think the woman is Rita. Given education in statistics group. Well, statistics group is a bin. You put in stats, you put things into bins. Given education though, that makes a very long clue. Woman, if it is Rita, but I can't see what else it is. So there we go. Right. Some poet called sit well, and if you're not lounging, then you're sitting well. Right. Maybe like things put into boxes or chests I made, especially. Maybe like things put into boxes. So okay, you box things up, you schematized them. Gosh, which is an anagram of chests I made, especially as your anagram indicator. The fish is a pompano. That's definitely word number 3. I don't know today. O for old, man for fellow, catches quietly. So put a P into that. Man. In the Italian river, the Po. A story is an untruth. That's simple, really, wasn't it? I forget that sometimes. Excuse me. Scroll down a little bit. Okay. Yep. Okay. We've got the story is an untruth. We've got T originally is going into a French une, and the book about a Moabite woman. Well, that's Ruth. And I did say at the start, he will have the good old Pasquale will include some kind of religious clue. So there it is, a bit of biblical knowledge needed to know that the book of Ruth is about a Moabite. Nobody, we've got the Diary of a Nobody. Nobody was such a writer, so they were a diarist. Some kind of, here's number 4, but I don't know, Fiendish, which is apparently glazed earthenware. Had that right actually. Receiver is a fence with getting hold of excellent, which is A1, or AI in this case. Hermit is a recluse, should have been able to get that. Our cunning plan is a ruse. Eating half a cake, so the cake is an eclair. Fair enough, just couldn't biff that one. Should have been able to get that, but maybe a little bit too tired or something. Lambent, excuse me. Okay, keen is a lament. Gosh, that's a bit obscure. I think I've only seen that once before. Keen is a lament, and hiding the slightest bit of blackness, so put a B in there. And this writer is going. I am going. I'm after an A, put the A on the front, gives you aim, which is a goal. So there we go. That's it. Big old video there. Not a lot of success, but kind of okay. Anyway, thanks for watching if you made it all the way through.